Mr. Kennedy!
Hello Yu-Gi-Oh players, how are you today? Welcome to another episode of this Yu-Gi-Oh card is broken. Suppress a dragon. Suppress a dragon. Suppress a dragons. Have you seen them? Fire, earth, water, wind. What was Konami thinking? The Suppressor Dragons won't come out until 3 months from now, the next set. Everyone is raging about it on YouTube and Google. Just type it in, Suppressor Dragons. The reason why I like these cards is because they can be used in so many decks. They are so versatile. And they are level 7 and you can just overlay for Big Eye. I also believe people might have a hard time learning the mechanics of these cards. And I believe that once people just sit down and test out these cards and realize how to use it, people will use it more and more and more. Here's another thing. We have 4 elemental lords. Water, earth, fire, and wind. And then they come out with these suppressor dragons, which are water, fire, earth, and wind. And you can special summon these monsters by, if it's a water, you remove 2 water monsters, or you remove 2 dragons. If it's a earth, fire, wind, you remove earth, fire, wind, or 2 dragons to special summon it from your hand or graveyard. So if you're running the elemental lords, this card, the suppressor dragons, will give you more control over your graveyard. So their effects are quite lengthy. So I'm going to read it from the script. It is so lengthy. Okay. If it's a fire, earth, water, or wind, you can remove 2 dragons or whatever type that the suppressor dragon is. If it's wind, you remove 2 wind types or wind attributes from your graveyard, especially something from your graveyard or your hand. Now, all 4 of them have this effect. Also, if the card is banished, you get to add 1 dragon type to your hand that has the same attribute as it. So you have a rock type in your hand, a rock suppressor dragon, and you remove a wind type, a wind suppressor dragon, or in a water suppressor dragon to special summon it, you get to add a water dragon to your hand and a wind dragon to your hand from your deck. So each suppressor dragon has a special ability separated from each other, or separate from each other. Water says, send this card and 1 water monster from your hand to send any monster from your deck to the graveyard. Foolish burial. Foolish burial. And a monster. The fire suppressor dragon does the same thing. You can send it from your hand and 1 fire monster from your hand to destroy 1 card on the field. Earth, same thing. You send the earth one from your hand and 1 earth monster from your hand to the graveyard to special summon 1 monster, any monster, from your graveyard. The wind monster, same thing. The wind monster says you can send this card from your hand and 1 wind monster from your hand to the graveyard to add any dragon monster to your hand. Broken. Broken. Each of the suppressor dragons can be used once per turn and once that turn only. They have so many pluses, removing themselves from play to special summon another suppressor dragon while adding dragons to your hand of their attribute. So when you first look at these cards, you think to yourself, I have to discard or send 2 cards from my hand to get 1 card, to destroy 1 card? I'm minusing myself. But if you use these cards correctly and put them in the right deck, they don't really minus themselves. They really break even or they plus. You activate Gold Sarcophagus. Remove the wind monster or the fire monster. Guess what? You add the wind monster to your hand. In 2 turns, the one you remove, you add it to your hand. It's a +1. Oh wait, they have a draw card too. So you draw 2 cards, you banish it, and you get its effect and add the same attribute dragon that you banished to your hand. It's a +1. And you get to thin your deck out. Ooh, the pluses. Because there are so many ways, unheard of ways, that you can use and abuse these cards that I can't put it all in the video. You have to discover that for yourself. Okay? Now, in the description, there's a link to a Pojo thread where people have listed ideas for using suppressor dragons. Okay? And if you have any ideas, if there's anything you want to say about suppressor dragons, because we want to discover the full power of these cards, just leave it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching your Yu-Gi-Oh channel, the only Yu-Gi-Oh channel you need.